Well, this movie just kind of came out of nowhere. This is 10 Cloverfield Lane, which stars Mary Elizabeth Winstead and John Goodman, and is the only movie I think I've ever seen that was announced on the day of its trailer's release, which itself was released 2 months ago. So, I kind of wish more movies would do that because it's more of a surprise rather than just having to wait months and months and maybe years for a movie to come out, but whatever. This movie opens up with Mary Elizabeth Winstead, who gets into a big car accident. She's knocked off the side of the road, and when she regains consciousness, she has sort of a knee brace which is chained up to a side of the wall, so she finds herself in this really creepy, dry basement, which is run by John Goodman. There's another character in their presence also, and from there on out, I'm not going to say any more. I feel like with this movie, you need to go into it knowing as little as possible, if not nothing at all, because it's going to be more effective. But if you want me to at least say what the genre of the movie is, simply put, it's a bottle horror film. And it's a completely different movie from the first Cloverfield back in 2008. With Cloverfield, I'm one of those few people that was really disappointed by it, which is a shock because I'm a huge fan of the monster movie genre, as if I haven't proven that already several times. I thought it was a really unique take on the genre because we've never seen a monster movie that was in the found footage style, and it did have some really intense moments. But I thought the ending was kind of crappy, the monster design itself wasn't really creative, and the characters just annoyed the hell out of me. Like, I understand that they're supposed to be regular people in New York City. I get it, and I like that aspect of showing a monster movie through the eyes of the people that don't matter. But some of these characters do really stupid things that make me go, why would anybody in their right mind do that? I don't care if you're panicked or not. You would not go that route. But I thought it was okay, but it's been 8 years since I've seen it, so I might give it a shot one day. However, I feel like even if I give this movie another chance, it's not going to be as good as 10 Cloverfield Lane. I absolutely loved this movie, and really, it was a surprise to me because I didn't know what to expect from this movie at all. It definitely didn't look anything like the first one. It's not filmed in found footage style. It looks like a regular movie. You have actual actors in this movie rather than just kind of unknowns. I know Lizzie Kaplan was in the first Cloverfield, but I don't think many people knew who she was at that point, so you could say she was an unknown then. But this movie just really appealed to me a lot more than the first Cloverfield did. And I think one of the aspects has to do with the characters. There are only 3 people in this movie, but I feel like with just those people, you really get to know them. You get to know their personalities, who they're like. Mary Elizabeth Winstead, for example, is kind of the audience in a way. We see the movie through her eyes. She's the main character, and we're kind of put in the same situation as her, where it's like, what's going on? But she's not a complete audience avatar. You get to learn more about her as a person, and she's very natural. As opposed to John Goodman in the movie, who is terrifying. He is really unpredictable. You get to know a lot about him, but you really have no idea whether or not he's really trustworthy. You don't know whether he's full of shit. It's just kind of intense, and that's usually the whole case with the whole movie. You're intense through 90% of it. You really have no idea what's going on. There's so many questions that are lingering on in your head, and it can get really scary at points. And our third character is played by John Gallagher Jr., which I thought he was mainly there for comedic relief. I mean, we do get to know a little more about him, but really, for me personally, he didn't leave that much of an impression the way Mary Elizabeth Winstead, John Goodman did. But he wasn't bad in the movie. All the actors do a really good job, and they really sell you on the movie because it's a bottle film, so one of the things you really have to nail are how good your actors are in the movie, and you gotta really keep the suspense going. You have to keep asking yourself what's going on. That's the reason Hitchcock's Rear Window worked so well. And I'm not comparing this movie to a Hitchcock movie at all. But for the actors to keep you invested and for there to be a lot of mystery to keep you intrigued on what's going on, this movie did a phenomenal job. Now the ending of the movie is... I don't want to say it's a negative because I actually like the ending. I won't say what it is, but I will definitely say with everything that the movie was before the ending, people are going to be completely split about this ending. I bet there will be half people out there that will like it, people who hate it, or I don't know, maybe I could be in the minority or majority of people that liked it. So again, I won't say what it is because that'll be a huge spoiler. But I really did enjoy that ending, I gotta say. So, 10 Cloverfield Lane, I think, is a phenomenal movie. It's really intense. It's well-paced. You're on the edge of your seat the whole time. The characters are somewhat relatable. It's just a very well-made movie all around. It's pretty much what everyone said the first Cloverfield was to them. Like, I would watch this movie 1,000 times before I see the first one again. And again, I don't hate the first Cloverfield movie, but 10 Cloverfield Lane is definitely a movie that's worth seeing in your lifetime. I'm not going to quite say get off your ass and go see it right now, but I don't know, maybe my opinion will change. But as of now, it's definitely something worth seeing and in the theater. You're not going to get the same experience seeing it at home. And that's my review for 10 Cloverfield Lane. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Now, before I go, I wanted to say that next week I'll be starting up my reviews for Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy leading up to the release of Batman v Superman, and I will be resuming Batman Arkham Asylum. So it's pretty much going to be a Batman-filled week next week. But until then, I'm curious to know what you guys think about 10 Cloverfield Lane, if and when you've seen it. And if you have seen it, tell me what you thought of the ending. Did you love it? Did you hate it? And as always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share me with your friends. Check out my official website, and you can go follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, SoundCloud, Periscope, and Riff.tv. This is the real Mr. Robinson telling you there is only one.